Trojan War, 12th to 13th century BC. A war that may have begun over love, or perhaps over power and trade routes. A conflict fought for 10 long years, remembered not just as history, but as legend. This is the story of the Siege of Troy, where gods, kings, and warriors clashed, and one cunning trick changed the fate of a city forever. Our story begins in the ancient world, around the 12th century BC. Troy, a powerful city in Anatolia, stood as a wealthy hub controlling trade between East and West. But legend tells us it was not trade that started the war, but love and loyalty.
I, Paris of Troy, claim what is mine by right, the fairest of women. Helen was captured and brought back to Troy as Paris's prize.
Her infuriated husband Menelaus persuaded his brother Agamemnon to attack Troy to retrieve Helen, thus sparking the Siege of Troy. The Greeks laid siege to Troy. For years, battles raged outside its massive, impregnable walls. The war became legendary not only for its scale, but for its heroes. Achilles, the unstoppable warrior, and Hector, Troy's noble defender. Among the many battles, one stands out, the duel between Hector and Achilles. Hector, battered and breathless, felt the weight of fate pressing down upon him. His spear lay shattered, his shield splintered, and before him loomed Achilles, a storm of bronze and fury. No escape remained, no ally to come to his aid. The walls of Troy, close behind him, seemed to mock his solitude. Drawing in one last defiant breath, Hector raised his voice, not to his foe, but to the heavens above. My time has come. At last the gods have called me down to death. The words rang heavy on the air, carrying both sorrow and pride. He knew his fate had long been sealed, written by the hands of the immortals. Yet he stood firm, refusing to bow in fear. Better to fall at the hands of a warrior such as you, Achilles, he declared, than to wither in shame. My honor will not die, even if my body does. With a final cry, Hector charged, summoning the last of his strength. But destiny was merciless. Achilles' spear struck true, and Hector fell upon the dust of his homeland, his life spilling into the earth he had sworn to protect. And so ended the shield of Troy. Yet fate would soon claim Achilles as well. Struck in his only weak spot with an arrow, he too fell to the dust. Greek mythology blends with history, as some claim the arrow was guided by Apollo, the Greek god of light and archery. After 10 long years of siege, the weary Trojans gazed out from their battered walls and saw what seemed like a miracle. The Greek army, their relentless foe, had vanished. Their ships were gone from the horizon, their camps abandoned. In their place, the enemy had left a single gift, a colossal wooden horse, towering high above the gates, its surface carved with strange symbols, its size both awe-inspiring and unsettling. The Trojans gathered in wonder. Some believed it to be an offering to the gods, a token of surrender or perhaps a sacred tribute to Athena. Others, like the prophet Laocoon, warned that it was a trick, a vessel of deception, not devotion. Beware of Greeks bearing gifts, he cried, hurling his spear against the horse's flank, and from within its hollow frame, a faint echo rang out, a sound few cared to notice. That night, under the cloak of silence, the Greeks returned. From their hiding place beyond the horizon, their ships crept ashore once more, their sails black against the moonlight. Within the city, the hidden warriors of the wooden horse had already struck. The gates of Troy, once thought unbreakable, were thrown wide open. The Greek army poured in like a tide of iron and flame. Streets that had echoed with songs of victory now rang with screams. Torches were hurled against rooftops, and fires spread from house to house, painting the night sky red. Temples collapsed, statues of the gods shattered, and the proud towers of Troy crumbled under the weight of betrayal. No quarter was given. Warriors cut down men in the streets, dragged women from their homes, and cast children into the flames. King Priam, once ruler of a mighty kingdom, fell before his own altar, struck down as he clung to the sacred statue of Zeus. The palace, the walls, the very heart of the city that had resisted 10 long years, all were consumed in a single night of fire and blood. So ended Troy, not with the glory of battle, but with the treachery of a gift, its ashes carried into legend. The Siege of Troy lives on as one of the world's oldest war stories. Was it myth or history? Archaeology shows Troy was real, and it fell in flames. Whether legend or truth, its story of love, honor, tragedy, and cunning has endured for over 3,000 years. This was the Siege of Troy, where history and legend became one. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history's battlefields. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Echoes of War for more tales of courage, strategy, and sacrifice. Your support keeps these echoes alive, and together we can continue uncovering the lessons of the past. Until next time, may we remember, reflect, and never forget